Hi there, welcome to my channel, Reviews on Occasion. So on this very first video we're gonna review the tactical Tomahawk made by Walther. My name is Mitch and let's get this rolling. 3, 2, 1, boom! So, what we are dealing with, this is not exactly a survival axe that you want to take for that kind of bushcraft thing. I'm not quite an expert to claim that, but if you take a look at the profile of the axe, it's really not a splitter. It is very thin and it's more like for chopping than splitting the wood. So for bushcrafting skills, makes it maybe not useless, but not very practical. On the other hand, it is very solid and durable. I do have it for like a month now, and I've been throwing this and chopping and all kinds of things, and it really did not break whatsoever. This is actually my second axe. The first one I had actually shot it on the very first use. So if you are interested, we're going to make another video on that. But let's get to the details. The weight of it is just under 600 grams. I don't know the exact weight of the axe head, but since the shaft is made from polymer, I presume it's around 490, 480 grams, just the axe head. It is made, as they claim, over here you can look, it is a carbon steel. Why using carbon steel? Technically it is much more durable than the stainless steel. You have to take care of it more thoroughly because it tends to rust, especially on this part where it's not covered by the powder coated paint. If it be a stainless steel, it would get blunt much more quickly because carbon steel just holds on to its sharpness much longer. And I must say, Walther did a very good job on it because it looks fantastic. The shaft itself is very strong. It's because it may be plastic polymer, but it is extremely strong and doesn't bend whatsoever. It's not good in absorbing shocks from chopping, but it holds on very firmly in a hand. However, the structure they made on it, if you have bare hands, at the first I'd really struggle to hold on to this because, well, it was a bit painful, but probably if you use it for longer you'll get used to it. I do wear my gloves, but they're for cutting protection. So this is quite a bit sharp bit. And as I said, Walther made a very good job on it. The one thing now they really cocked up, if you take a closer look at the profile of the head, it's not really straight. It is straight on one bit, but it bends on the other. When I'm throwing it to actually so it knocks into the wood and stays on there, it's not really an issue. But as I say, I'm not an expert, I'm not really good at this, so I've already been throwing a short distance, but probably, I presume, at the longer distance, when you get two flips of the axe, when it's in the air, it might affect the trajectory. Anyway, as I said, because of the profile, it's not a splitter, it's really good at chopping. Well, you'll see that in a moment. However, there's another bit of an issue. It is quite thin over here. It would be 1 centimeter, or preferably 2 centimeters longer. It would be much better and much more suitable for survival stuff. So overall, as a design, it is fantastic. As for the fun use, it is fantastic. As it comes for the bushcraft, not so much. You could do some splitting, you know, the vertical one, we'll try that in a minute, where you actually hold the piece of the wood and the axe together and smack it like that. It might be useful for that, so we'll test that in a minute. So, for the money, I think it's not bad. Because I paid around, I don't know, how much was it? Around $50, something like that. So it's not bad, because the steel is very durable. It's not that heavy of a hatchet, so you can carry out quite easily. So yeah, I think it's great. And also, it comes with that pouch over here, the Walther logo on it. One thing I think is quite interesting is, if it is made by the weapon manufacturer, which Walther is, the way it holds into it from like that, and because it's claimed a tactical tomahawk, I would presume you have to draw it quite quickly as a weapon. But in this case, if you open it, you get it strapped, and you want to open it, you do struggle to get it out because it's stuck over here. So unless you got quite different pouch or cover for the axe, it might be better than this one. But if you want it to be secure, then this one is best, because it is very thick and very strong. So if you want to use for a quick draw, then no. So let's test it for chopping. So what I've got here is not that big actually, but it could be a small tree if you need it. It's brought my measuring tape. It's around 4.5 centimeters in diameter. So let's see how well that goes. Not very good at this, but it dips in quite deeply. So just to get it straight. Oh, see, if you aim it correctly, it really chops quite a big chunk over there. It is actually pine wood, so should see, it just shot it on the impact. That's how strong it is. So we just carved in just around. Have a look. Exactly 1 centimeter deep, 1.5. And then when I struck it correctly, it just shot it. So it is very dry wood. So I'll try to look for something different, maybe something thicker, so we can test it out. Yep, there we have it. That's a bit bigger. You may wonder why I'm not chopping these over here, because they are marked to be collected, because they've been chopped down by the lumberjacks. So I'm not going to ruin their work. So what we have here is actually 8 centimeters in diameter, so actually twice as big as the previous one. So let's have a look, shall we? Some bushcrafters that actually might be watching this are actually thinking, oh god, what the hell is he doing? I'm really just walking around woods just for fun. Ah, god, really bad at aiming. God, it teeths in very nicely, but in this diameter I can already see that there is an issue with the thickness, as I said, because it's really just chopping bits of it. So it might not be that kind of a chopper as well. It gets the job done. So after, how much was it? A minute? Already halfway in. So, well, as for the previous house that I had, it's really not that bad. So, let's see if we can split that. Probably someone with a better aim than I have would do the better job. Now, see that? I'm actually knocking my hand on this branch here. Okay, we're quite deep in, so it is quite loose. If it would be a tree, you can knock it down, but it's not. So let's use brute force. There you have it. Nicely done. And a nice piece fell out to test what I said earlier for that kind of split. So let's have a look how it does that. It should be from this angle. See? Not bad at all. It does split that kind of bit. So it's not entirely useless. It is strong, it is durable, that's the greatest thing about it. I'm not afraid that it's going to shatter. The previous one I had, it was a very bad cast iron. You can see cracks all over it, so if you make a bigger swing at something heavy or metal, it might shatter into pieces. So it was quite dangerous actually. So, not bad at all. So what shall we do next with it? Shall we try some throwing? See how that goes? Yeah, gets in quite nicely. Well, all the axes actually are quite good at throwing. Because of the construction, the center of mass is quite over here, so it spins around its axe head. So that's how you should aim it. Here it is, first person perspective. There you go. It goes quite deeply and I'm not putting any force into it. So, if I recommend that for a fun use, yeah, most simply. Hope you liked that video and see you next time. So, enjoy it.